So now let's take a look at how these activities are actually completed by the operators. So here we are on the register stops page where the operators will be spending most of their time. And you can see here now these activities have been prompted by the triggers. So based on whenever the trigger for these activities are, so I'm assuming this checklist for a shift start had a shift start trigger. So the operators will see these pop up and see a running number of how many activities they have to complete. In order to complete an activity, the operator just has to click on it, such as this checklist for a shift start. Say they have checked safety and done the shift leader brief, submit, and that activity has now been completed. Similar for an inline quality check, they can input the weight and say this was 90 grams. They have checked the shape and they have checked the color using the color scale and submit, and that has been completed. So that's how quick and easy it is for them to complete the prompts that have been triggered. However, they can also start an activity manually. So if you have said when building this activity that it can be triggered manually, then it will show up here on this list when you open up Start Activity. And the operators will have an option of going through the different activities that have been created to manually conduct one should they think the time is appropriate. And lastly, if you remember when we built the activities, there was an option to trigger based on a specific stop type. So let's say there's been a product jam and the operator, when the downtime occurs, selects, okay, this is a product jam. You can see here now that outside of the normal downtime registration page, there is this checklist that's been added to this dialog box here. So they have their checklist for operators based specifically on a product jam. So they know they need to stop the machine, remove the jam with the glove, and press the start button. And so it brings that next level of guidance when a certain stop type has occurred. And so you could even set up, checklists for every type of downtime to make sure it's handled in a uniform way. When this has been completed, they can register stop. And by doing this, they're also completing the activity.